who make it there and can make it back.
Salutations and shit, folks. Welcome to another episode of Travel and Shit, your new favorite travel podcast, where I, your host, D. Carey, have an experiential conversation about the nuanced ways that travel intersects with regular life. Start off by taking a moment for the lack of life. There is no plant or flowers. It's a disappointment to me, so I'm extending my apologies for the disappointment. I'm working on it, y'all. There's still plants in here. Most of the green babies are still alive, except for one that's struggling. But on to the topic at hand. So, got another guest, y'all. This is going to be a fun one. I was looking forward to doing this for a while, actually. And I really was looking forward to, you have such a diverse array of products on the site, which I was surprised happily to see. So if you are watching online, you see I'm joined by this beautiful chocolate face. So my guest, please introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. So I'm Danielle Hodge, and I am the founder and CEO of Alma Ocean. And as you can see behind me, I design culturally inspired pool inflatables, basically for the culture. And I really wanted to uplift the Black and Brown community in the water space. And so, I mean, we're going to go more into that later, but yeah. So if you haven't heard of Alma Ocean, it's basically pool inflatables for the culture.
So ordered mine, yours. Mad excited because I'm a summer baby. So my birthday is in August. And so my parents did this thing where I think it was every 4 years I got to have a party. And so they've got a really big yard. So it was always a water party. And one of my favorite ones, I want to say it was my 8th birthday. And I think that's when they kind of was like, all right, we're good on doing parties for you, because I think I said some wild shit about the cake and the person that made the cake was there. It was, I don't know, it was just like some kid shit. But I absolutely remember just like running through the sprinklers, jumping in the wading pools, putting the Fisher Price little slide in the pool so that you had like a pool slide in the backyard, the slip and slide. So I have quite the nostalgic place in my heart for inflatable shit to go in your yard. So I was absolutely excited to see that. One, not only could I be blackety black with an inflatable, but my grown ass could absolutely have something that was just a little bit more adult friendly that I could be cute in. So how did you get the idea to start your company?
So my background is events, and I'm basically an event producer. I manage logistics and huge teams, and I travel usually like 8 months out of the year.
Wow.
When COVID hit, I had to be still. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do now? Because that's all I know is being in front of people and pushing brands and products that weren't mine. And I had to move back home to my mom's house at 36. And which is great because we get along. So
I'm going to be 36. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm going to be 37. But yeah, I had to move back home. And I was like, you know what? One of the things I do when I start to feel like overwhelmed, or I don't know if I was about to slide into depression, but is to go by the water. Because it's healing, you know, just being by the water. If you're not even touching it, just being by it, you know, there's something about it that's healing. And my mom has this lovely pool in her backyard. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go read a book. And I'm gonna go like look for a float online and see if I could just like lay back. I could picture it. I was like, I'm gonna lay back on a float, I'm gonna read a book, and I'm gonna chill out. And so I get online and start looking for pool inflatables, and I was like, whoa, where we at? I couldn't see me anywhere. I was like, where are the Black people at, you know? And the pools were just so basic and nothing spoke to me. I was like, something's got to be done. And, you know, I'm an entrepreneur and obviously a hustler because I was working for so many other brands previously. But I just got to work. I was like, man, I got to do something about this. So it just came out of nowhere. It came out of me being still. It came from me feeling left out. Like I for real had tears in my eyes, like, yo, I really feel left out. I'm going online and I don't see shit. And that was really it. That was it. That started it. If you could see behind me, I got my little board where I started. I put like,
Wow.
I took the sketches and kind of just cut them out into the shapes that I wanted. And Issa Rae is my inspiration. I just love her personality. So she's just been back there behind me the whole time. You know, she just, you know, cheering me on and shit. I can see her going, go, yeah! You know, like she's there. Yeah, so I just, I'm a visionary. I had to see it. And so once I started seeing it on the board, I was like, imagining it being on store shelves and how we would actually have a choice, you know, that we could relate to.
So how have your travels between personal travels and work travels kind of influenced the way that you make decisions? Because I know that I don't like to make it like mad deep, like there was me before travel and there's me now. But I know that I am a little bit more patient because I've had to have patience extended to me in my travels. So I tend to, you know, do things a little bit differently. Has your travel influenced how you do things, especially in business, any differently?
No, because I'm just a mobile person. You know, when I was working I'm still working in events because I'm actually going to start going back on tour while I just launched this business. I have to pay down some debts. So I'm going to be traveling again for 3 months, starting from August to November. And I'm a mobile nomad and pretty much can work from anywhere, can, you know, go to a coffee shop anywhere, can, you know, anything I can just do because I'm a human and I'm a body and I can just put myself anywhere. So nothing's really changed. And I love to travel. And yeah, as long as I have my laptop and some lip gloss, I'm good.
Have you had any pushback in terms of, because how did you, like, what is the process for making inflatables look? Like, they don't have inflatables on your basic print providers for a Shopify site. Like, that's not something that you just Tuesday roll over and Wednesday morning start designing and, you know, ship yourself a sample. Like, what did that process look like for you?
I'm one of the types of people who just dives in and does shit, even though I know there's most likely going to be consequences along the way, or just an uber amount of support and success. I just go, like, I just dive. And so I had the idea, I had the concepts, I had the drawings, and then I was like, oh shit, where am I going to get these floats from? So I did try out some of the supplier sites like Alibaba and stuff like that, but I didn't really trust anyone, especially during COVID. I couldn't take a trip because my inflatables come from China. I couldn't take a trip there. And so I just started digging into like groups. Groups became very powerful, like on Facebook, or like anything you need to find, go find a group. I just actually found an accountant today in a Facebook group who's like, she's off the chain, financial advisor. And so I just dug into a group and just started vetting people and digging and asking questions from suppliers, from a supplier group. There was one supplier that just stuck out to me and basically was just like fighting for my business. And sorry. Okay. Yeah, there was a supplier that just stuck out to me and was fighting for my business. And so I went with him. I winged it. I was like, you know what? I don't really know if I'm going to get the first prototype, but I'm going to try it.
Yeah, trust.
Just trusting it. And then also I'm reading, if you have not, by Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. He's the person who created Nike.
Okay.
I was actually kind of reading that book last summer as I was doing this, and he kind of went through the same stuff, like dealing with winging it with suppliers. So that kind of like pushed me to motivate me, like he did it and he, you know, he got to Nike, so I'm gonna do the same thing. So I just winged it, found somebody, tried to see if I could earn their trust, spent some money on some prototypes and got them. When I got them, I was happy. And so that was it. That was enough to let me know, like, all right, I got their trust. I like the designs. I'm gonna wing it again and do a little, like a quantity with them and see if they'll, you know, come through. And they did. So I'm like, all right, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got the product. You found your start. How has your experience so far been with your audience? Because you know there's the myth of, you know, Black people don't know how to swim.
Mm-hmm.
Black women don't get their hair wet. There are all these, you know, ideas and misconceptions, stereotypes, and all that shit that are placed on Black and brown folks.
Yep.
What was your rollout process like? What was the reception from the community?
The reception has been wonderful, amazing. And like Black females are so excited about this product because they're like, I do go in the water. I do swim a little. You know,
Yeah.
I've been finding out a lot of people, a lot of friends actually, and random people that I ask now, do you know how to swim? And a lot of people don't know how to swim. Or if they do, they don't know how to do it safely. It's just like a doggy paddle, and it's just like not proper swim technique. You okay, cool. So if you know, if you went there, you'd be like, I can find the edge, or try to.
Yep.
Like
I'm good by myself. Don't introduce anybody else. Like I could get from here to there. It's gonna be a struggle. Might take a little time in between, but I'm gonna get there.
You know you gotta get there. So and that was another thing that I was so excited about, because I knew the product will sell itself visually. Like people will be like, oh shit, Kente on a pool? Like that's dope. But then I'm always a person that I have to be impacting or uplifting at the same time. I can't just have a product. Like that irks me when there's just like, I don't know, what can you do with this? What is it going to do for me? Like there has to be more. And that's how consumers are now, is that they kind of want to know not only who the person is behind the brand, but what, you know, kind of like, what else are you doing that's good and impactful? And the biggest thing was me knowing that I am a really strong swimmer. I'm a great swimmer. I grew up in the water, knowing that there's a lot of, first of all, the percentage is high in the Black community, and we all hear it, that we're struggling in swimming. But I felt like I needed to uplift, because that's what was missing, was the uplifting. Like not seeing us on the boxes in the store was missing. Not seeing the designs that we could, that, you know, that speak to us was missing. And then the part of like, it's a huge disservice for me to be selling pool inflatables when I know my community is struggling. So that's why I partnered with Afro Swimmers, Noelle Singleton over at Afro Swimmers. She can link you to any swim coach. And then there's Rhonda Harper over at Black Girl Surf. So if you want to try something different, you already know how to swim. Rhonda Harper is like the Black Girl Surf community, which people don't even know exists, you know, and gets you excited to learn something new. So I didn't care about the stigmatism that Black people don't swim, because I wanted to not even push that, but more so just keep uplifting that the space is there for us. We got a seat at the table now. And I felt like it was time to embrace and learn and be excited and get over that fear if you don't know how to swim.
I think that what will absolutely help with this is representation, because for a lot of people, for one, there are people that swim of color. Like, you swim.
Yeah.
I swim. I ain't the best, but I'm gonna jump in the fucking water. There are plenty of Black people that swim. There are plenty of brown folks that will get in the water without an issue. And then you have the demographic that maybe is hesitant to speak on I can swim, because they feel like, oh, well, my peers don't. So why am I going to, you know, have myself be the only person that's ready to jump in and everybody else is cute poolside? And then you have the folks that say, well, why bother if this isn't something we do? I know that even in terms of travel, and for a long time, I didn't leave the country until I was 30. It was, and when you mentioned representation earlier, I had a thought where it's so, I don't want to say funny, but as a kid, I remember certain instances where a lack of representation stood out to me. Like, I remember I could never get into Friends because I'm like, well, they live in New York and there are no Black, like, they don't have any Black friends. Like, nobody looks like me. I don't want to watch it. Like, okay. It was like 90210. I'm like, but it's no, okay, cool. And I didn't it didn't really connect that way until I got older and I realized that, oh, wow, I don't really see a lot of Black and brown women solo traveling the world.
Yeah.
And then social media. The more I was able to see, oh no, we really are out here like that, like we do this. It's like, oh shit, well, why can't I? You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, we out there and we fly outside. It's like there's so much more than like the limited things that you see in your own little bubble. And I really think that just seeing yourself in a space, even as adults, as grown, almost fully completed people, you know, like not fully completed because you're always growing and all that. But you know what I mean? It's just like you, for the most part, we are who we are. We're open to grow and to get better, but we're here and it absolutely feels so good as a whole adult that there are still ways for me to grow and expand, to see more of myself. So of the swimming initiatives that you guys are working on with your product, is that pushing out? How is Alma Swim part of that narrative that is getting more Black and brown people in the water?
Yeah, I think, again, we're still in baby stages, right? I'm like an incubator. I started in June. I didn't start selling until November. I was actually crowdfunding in November to raise funds because I wanted to get the pool inflatables, but I really didn't have the money to do it. And so once I raised the money in the capital, I got my inventory, but also started taking pre-orders so that I can make sure, okay, I got the inventory, I got to make that money back, start generating sales and start finding my customers. But the DNA and the blood of Alma, like the part that really needed to be there was having Afro swimmers and swimming resources available. So what I'm doing is on my website, I think my web designer should have it up pretty soon, but you'll be able to click on a part that says resources, swimming resources. And when you click on that, you'll see that you can like schedule a consultation with Noelle from Afro Swimmers. If you're in Seattle or Georgia, she's got the link to refer you to a swim coach. I think as I grow and the more partnerships that happen, there'll be more like of a calling and a scream to draw more people in to know about things. Like, for example, maybe we'll partner with, did you know about Yacht?
So yes and no.
Okay.
Boyfriend has been planning Yacht Week for his birthday for a few years. And he always said, I'm doing it for my 35th. So we had started putting those plans together for Yacht Week. And one of his friends sent him Yacht Nick.
Yeah. And Nick, is that what it's called?
And then it was just like, is this it? And he was like, no, but it looks pretty fucking dope. You know, we're looking at it, it's like, it's not what we were going for, but it's just like, oh shit, so we got one.
Yeah, we have one we can go to.
So I am newly aware of Yacht.
Yeah, so I think partnerships kind of like that, like getting people still in water activities, even though it's not like, I don't know, just like a pool event, but like other water activities like that, I think will be cool to partner and sponsor and be a part of and have inflatables there. The cool thing about Yacht Week or Yachtnik is like the culture of it is island hopping on a yacht. You rent a yacht with your friends. You all put your money together. I think sometimes some of them have it. You have your own DJ and you have like your own chef on the yacht. And then when you stop at these other locations, you know, everybody just chills and swims and all the floats go out in the water. And it's just, I was like, this is part of who I'm about to be. Like, this shit is fire. So there's just so many cool things that I know will attract Black people to not only on the ocean, but like the cool activities and aquatics that they didn't even know existed. It'll be like an intro to them by partnering with all these people. So we're gonna get there.
Yes, you absolutely will. It'll happen.
Yeah.
How did you learn to swim?
So when I was younger, I think about maybe 4 or 5, I fell in the deep end and my brother was there and he had just learned how to swim, but I still didn't know. And I almost drowned.
Wow.
My mom's like, you don't tell this story enough. And I'm like, maybe because the water got in my brain and I keep forgetting that I almost drowned. Like I for real, almost forgot. And I will show you this too. This is like, I have little, it's funny that we're talking about that, but like I have little pictures. This is the same pool actually in the backyard when I was little. So I was like a little bit bigger than that when I fell in the pool, and that's my brother who saved me. I legit.
Oh, the baby, he saved you?
Yeah, he saved me.
Oh, brothers.
Yeah, so that's me stancing by the pool. But that happened. But for some reason it didn't deter me. Like I think like the next day, even after I sucked up all that water and like I don't know if they even did CPR. I think I was just like coughing for a long time, but it didn't deter me, and I was still like trying to figure out how to swim. So we were just fish in this backyard here in Altamont Springs, Florida. Like my older brother told me he learned by taking 5-gallon water jugs and putting them under his arm when they were empty as a float.
Oh shit.
So he put them in the pool. Back in the day, this was like 80s, you know, he put them under his arm and he would just use that and kick, and then he would let them go, and like, and then when he got to the shallow end. So like we were, you know, my mom's a registered nurse, and when she went to work, we were gangsta going in the pool with no adult home. Like,
like the adult in me is like, fucking Christ.
Wilding in the backyard, like, because we had this pool at our house, and like it was sunny and hot, and we were like, well, mom's at work, but the pool is calling us. So
right.
We taught ourselves how to swim. Wow. And yeah, as I grew up, my mom used to like beat my behind, because as I got older, going through my hair was like crazy, and it was like a routine. I would be like, yo, Nancy, because we the only Black people in the neighborhood. I think we have some Indian neighbors now. But like, I'll be like, yo, Italian family, Nancy, I'm gonna come over today. We're gonna swim. And I would go over all the time and then come home quick before my mom got home, shower, lotion up, and try to dry my hair. And she'd be like, did you go? I'd be so black from the sun. She'd be like, did you go swimming again? And she'd pull that belt out, and I'd be like, oh my God. But I would still keep going swimming all the time. So I was addicted. I'm just addicted. That was it.
Water. What's your sign? Are you like a Pisces, like a water sign or something?
Sag.
Okay. I don't know nothing about signs, but you know.
I just know we're cool. That's all I fucking know. Jay-Z's a Sag, all right? So I'm him.
Who is a Sag?
Jay-Z.
Oh, okay.
Jay-Z's a Sag.
I don't know any famous Leos.
You're a Leo?
Yeah.
Leos are cool, I guess.
I think so. Shit, I'm gonna tell everybody Leo. I don't know about the rest. I am. Shit. This one is. So in terms of being in like your neighborhood and not having a lot of, you know, Black kids in the neighborhood, what was your experience with inclusivity in water? Mm-hmm. Like, I know some people have had like those horror stories of, you know, white kids not knowing any better and like having those awkward conversations like, well, why does your hair do that when it gets wet? Or, you know, how come your mom doesn't come in the water with you? And what was that like for you growing up?
Surprisingly, because it was either my backyard where I was around my siblings or the Brunos. They were Italian family. Their skin was dark. Not to say that they didn't ask me questions like about my hair, but it was just like, oh, okay. Like they were like, oh, do you brush your hair after? I was like, no, I'm just gonna put it in a bun and go home. Cause I knew I had to get in the shower here and like try to figure it out. But
damage control.
Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't run into like that much, you know, that many issues. But I will say, like, obviously, you know, we were extremely blessed to have my mom, you know, as a registered nurse, putting us in this like a mid-class neighborhood. But then when I would go to middle school or like elementary school, it mixed. So it was like it was all races, but that's when I would connect with, you know, the Black kids. And they would always be like, they would be jealous because I knew how to swim, or I'd ask them like, could you come over to, you know, to my house and swim and stuff? And they'd be like, nah, I can't, and all this stuff. And it was kind of messed up because I wanted to connect and swim with them in the pool, but like they, you know, they never really, you know, came over to swim with us. But I didn't really have that issue, surprisingly, I guess, because I was just always home. We were just always at the house, you know, swimming when I was younger. So I'm trying to figure out like if I really ran into those issues. Not really. You do have those questions where you have like, you know, your white friends as you get older starting to ask some questions. You like, I gotta explain to her.
Yeah. Well.
But it's rare. I don't know. I guess people just leave me alone.
Which is fine. And I mean, honestly, I don't want the narrative to be that you have to experience like large doses of racism to feel compelled to want to do something different. I think microaggressions are just as, impactful, or seeing other people deal with instances of, that whole discomfort in wanting to be included in a community or included in a space that they don't see themselves in.
Yeah.
So what does your travel life look like outside of work? Like, do you travel for fun? Like, what kind of traveler are you? Are you solo travel, group travel?
I am mostly a solo. I go to Guyana a lot because I
have the coconut oil company.
Yeah, the coconut oil business. So, I mean, it was crazy when I would take those trips a lot with my mom. We used to go a lot in the summer. We would spend like a full summer there. I can fly. Huh. We would spend,
there was one earlier.
Spend full summers in Guyana when we were younger. And so as I got older, like when I was younger, I was like, damn, it's hot. I can't wait to get back home. Like we're bored because we just sit around all the time. But as I started taking those trips when I got older, I was like, yo, Guyana's beautiful. Like you're riding in these boats that like, you don't even know if it's going to like break, but the artisanship of them putting those speedboats together is amazing.
Wow.
And you're going on this river like in a speedboat and the boat's bouncing like this. And it's just like, you're in the Amazon pretty much because Guyana's near Brazil. Mm-hmm. But it has like that kind of Amazon feel. There's no blue water there. It's all rivers and creeks and stuff like that.
Okay.
So when I got older and started taking trips by myself, because I started the business in 2016, it felt real cool. I was like, I'm a businesswoman. Like I got to go check on the stores and like check on my cousin to make sure she's running shit right. So I take frequent trips there. And then I've been to the Philippines. That was a solo trip. Yeah, I hit up spots just because like, especially if there's friends I can meet out there.
Right.
And where else? I've been to Guam. That was like a layover. It was like a full day layover.
Nice. Those are my favorites. Like a solid layover.
What?
It's like, I feel like it's free. You know what I mean? Like I paid for it, but it's like I paid for something else and I got this too.
I am all for the long layovers. I'm cool with those. I really am. Like I utilize like I said, I'm mobile. I can always be working on my laptop. I could be reading.
Right.
I could be trying a new restaurant in the airport, whatever. Just people watching is always great.
Listening I love people watching.
To a podcast, your podcast, while I'm traveling. Just like, I always utilize that time and just appreciate being somewhere else. So I'm all for the like cheaper flight and long layover. Trinidad, I had a super long layover and I brought some friends and went to the Blue Lagoon. I'm a traveler girl.
So we're going to take a break and we're going to let you know something special that we've got cooking up. So stay tuned. Are you ready for summer or are you ready for summer? So I've been leaning into local trips and budget-friendly activities now that outside is open and pricey. These airlines honestly aren't doing any of our pockets any favors anymore, but my spirit still needs outdoor fun. My Culture Addict inflatable pool has been the perfect way to kick back, enjoy the sun, and reminisce over the birthday pool parties my parents used to throw me as a kid in the yard. It's Leo season, my season, and for my birthday, I'm giving you your own Culture Addict inflatable pool. I've teamed up with Danielle Hodge of Alma Ocean to bring the culture and the vibe to your hot girl, hot boy, hot person summer. One grand prize winner will receive their own Culture Addict inflatable pool, and 2 runners-up will each receive a Rasta unicorn drink holder. To win, sign up for our mailing list using the link in the description of this episode. That's it. Sign up to our mailing list for your chance to win a Culture Addict inflatable pool or a Rasta unicorn drink holder. Giveaway ends 8/26 and is open to US and UK residents 18 and older. Good luck, y'all. All right, so we're back. And next question is, when you travel, what is your water seas? Are you a beach or are you a pool girl?
Damn, it's so hard. It's so hard for me to choose. It really is. Let me tell you that I'm not gonna choose because it depends on mood and scene. Because
Okay,
like
fair.
I just went to Miami for like 2 weeks to get some content. I was actually my friend was like, "Yo, we're leaving. Can you watch our dog? You could stay in our house for 2 weeks." I was like, "What content?"
Yeah.
And so I again utilized that time at my laptop. I went to some hotels in Miami and hung around the pool, and I was having the best time. I brought my Rasta unicorn drink holder. Like I didn't care.
Mine is on the way.
And I had this and I was floating in the pool with it and I was chilling, drinking. And then like a day or two after, I was like, okay, it's a beach day. And I went to the beach and like swam out to like had a sandbar that some people knew about over in Miami. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna swim out there with y'all. Swam out to the sandbar and the waves were coming and I was just, I don't know.
I'm gonna ask you about that after because we're actually going for my birthday.
I always pick up sand and I like exfoliate.
Yes, that's why I love the beach.
Yeah, so, I love them both. It's really hard to choose.
I am absolutely a beach girl just because the sounds. I love the sounds, and I just feel like the ocean terrifies me. It absolutely terrifies me because it's so powerful. It holds so much life that we have absolutely no idea is even there yet, just because we haven't done it. You know what I mean? Like they sending niggas to space, and it's just like, bruh, we got shit right here on the same ball with us that you might want to look into. You know what I mean? Like there's some really good movies about some deep sea shit, and I just feel like it should be worth some investigation. But I also love like you said, it exfoliates everything. My feet are never softer. My skin is always so soft, and I feel like salt water for me has a very cleansing.
Oh yeah, it absolutely cleanses you. It goes up in your vajayjays.
Yes, everything.
Really
I love it. I fucking love it.
No, but dude, think about it. Salt on the womb. No, I'm playing. It is healing head to toe. And that's Alma means compassion and humanity, and the ocean is healing. So I had to merge those two because I was like,
nicely done. I like that.
Yeah, so I get it. Yeah, the ocean is beautiful. So I feel you.
Do you have like have you done like snorkeling? What do you call this? Scuba diving?
I haven't done scuba diving. I know you have to do a certain amount of hours for that. You got to get some cool gear, which is kind of pricey. I mean,
I think the cheat code is like if you do it on a vacation and they do one of them janky like learning sessions. That's what I've always said I'm going to do, because like you sign the waiver and then just go with go with God. Just
but you really no. You really want. I mean, you go down and scuba dive, but you in order, I guess, to like really be into it, there's a certain amount of hours you.
Oh yeah. I mean, like to be like a diver, somebody that's really about that shit. Like I don't think that I would be. I don't want to speak limitations into my life. However, I will say me in the water is not. It takes so much concentration for me to breathe underwater. Like, and I don't mean breathe underwater, but like not breathe underwater, if that makes sense. Even with like snorkeling, I've not had the best experiences just because I'm concentrating on breathing out of my mouth. I don't know why it's so fucking difficult for me. Even when I try to run, like if I'm every couple of years, I'm a serial trier. I go through little ebbs and flows of I'm going to be vegan. I'm going to cook my own food. I'm going to work out. I promise you, these things only last a couple of weeks. I thought I was going to. Yeah. I like new shit. You know what I mean? The excitement of, and then you get to buy things. I like just buying things. And it's like, a workout, new sneakers, you say? Okay. So I'm going to work out. A food processor. I thought I was going to be a vegan. God bless myself. It lasted 3 whole fucking weeks. I caught myself cooking more foods of my own. It was a fun little stint, and I bought a food processor, and this was like 4 years ago. The shit is still under my cabinet. Never opened it. So glad I did not invest in like a pricey one. I think I got like a little $20 or $30 option or some shit. But with snorkeling, I have such a difficult time just because I'm concentrating, you know, in my it's a concentration thing. And the free dive, there's this video that has been floating around of this chubby guy, and he's got this
Yes, I've
tank
seen
top.
it.
Oh, it is
Seen
so
it.
fucking beautiful.
And
He
he's
is
going
fucking
in.
it up, yo. And I've always wanted to do like an underwater photo
Video.
set, like photo shoot and shit. Little Mermaid is probably my favorite Disney movie. But I mean,
Boys in the Hood is mine, but all right.
Disney movies. What's your favorite Disney movie?
What? I don't know. That's the thing. I need to hang out with my god kids more. I ain't got no kids, and I don't know.
So I have my best friend and her daughter came a couple weeks ago, and we had Disney Plus on, and it's not like
you caught up.
You want to watch something? What you want to do? Like what do 10-year-olds do? You hungry? You alright? Like, what are we doing? And we did actually watch Luca. Oddly enough, we're on the topic of water, and it was he was like a sea monster, and when you jump out of the water, they become human or something like that. The movie was cute.
Watch that. Oh, I gotta watch that.
It was good. Yeah, I liked it. I was not expecting to like it, and I was just like, all right, so we'll watch some kid shit. You don't want baby to feel left out. Go watch TV in the room. Go on. And then, I hated that when the adults would do that. They just, it's like, yo, we here too. I ain't tell you to bring me. So the least you could do is like, make this comfortable for everybody. So we did watch a little baby movie, and then it had us going through the whole list of, the old movies. Oh, Lucy, you seen this one? Have you seen this one? Oh, what about this? And I was reminded how much I fucking love Little Mermaid.
I need to get caught up. See, you got to hang around with little kids for all the catching up, because otherwise I won't.
They will have you being nostalgic.
Yeah, they will.
What does your work travel look like? Because I've never had to travel. I only travel for work like twice, I think. Went to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That wasn't exciting. How do you spend a little bit of like fun time along with your work travel? Because I know there's a science to it. Yeah, but I have no contribution to help the folks with.
The event that I work is outdoors. I literally am. Where's the forklift? I'm booking it. I'm directing people on a field, and I'm making sure things get set up. So a lot of times I'm out in the heat all day. And by the time I get back to that hotel, that shower and that bed looks so good. But I do make sure that any city I go to, I at least try. Like either I like to go out and have a nice drink. So, I try like a brewery or like a nice spot that's like a lounge, and just.
I'm a beer girl.
Yeah, IPAs.
Yes. Those are my personal favorites.
Because your gut, you got to ease up off them a little bit.
No.
But yeah, I just try to make sure that I find time to check. Sometimes the crew and the staff that I work with, they have to pull me out of my hotel room because usually I don't want to see them after, and like hang out with them. But we have vehicles that we have to share. And so, I just, sometimes I get pulled out, to hang out with them, or I make time. I always make time. Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of water activities, I know one of the initiatives that you have listed is bringing support to water activities. What would that include, and what does that look like?
That just really includes the resources. I think a lot of times we don't know where to look. We don't know where to find things. We don't know where to find us. Where are we? And so I'm starting with that first. And as I build, I'm sure there'll be more. But when I found Black Girls Surf, I was like, the day stopped. My day completely stopped. I dug to find out who the person was that started Black Girls Surf. Then I started watching YouTube videos and put it on the TV, on like the big TV. I want to watch every video they have about Black Girls Surf. I was like in it the whole day because I was so like intrigued that this community existed. Why didn't I know that? Like I've always been in the water. So I think me continuing to do content to let people know how exciting it is that there are these activities that we're doing, and just making sure I put it in one spot where people could find them. I think that's huge because sometimes people are lazy to research.
Yeah. And sadly, it's like, you know what? I don't even want to say that because it is so easy. there's one thing to do the research, and then there's one thing to find yourself in the research. And I think it's so much easier for someone that sees themselves represented fucking everywhere to do the research, because they don't have to dig. They don't have to look far. As soon as they Google swimming lessons, they can find an array of options that are going to, you know, one way or another speak to whatever, you know, filters they need to then put on that search. But so, I mean, it was kind of like, what was it? Sadie. I had a conversation, such a gem. She's a really great Costa Rica resource. And she was saying with, I think is it Soul Life Travels or Soul Life Costa Rica? You'd have to, I think it's Soul Life Travel. But to her point of inclusivity is like, we shouldn't have to do the work to find ourselves. It's like, if someone wants to travel, or if someone wants to, you know, support Black owned, if someone wants to see themselves in the spaces that they are spending their money, it shouldn't have to be on the third Google page. It shouldn't have to be in the fine print, you know. It should be more readily accessible, so that when it comes to doing the research, it's not as tedious. It gets easy to just dismiss doing the research when you have to do so much work than all your other peers. Like, if it's right here for you, if it's displayed in kente cloth and rasta unicorns, incredible fabrics with beautiful people smiling, it's just like, oh shit, like, and now there's more. I can do this too. I can go outside of the inflatable pool in my yard, because now I can find a swim instructor. Now I can find where there's a pool where I'm not the only Black person. Now I can take it outside of home, because I'm seeing that it's a lot bigger than just being cute on the pool. And ain't nothing wrong being cute on the side of the pool. If that's what you want. If you think that's the only avenue for you when it comes to water, and, you know, just putting your toes in and jacuzzi, it's like, nah, you can do what you want to do in the water, and maybe you just need to see yourself there, so that it becomes more of a, fuck it, let me try it. Why the fuck not, you know?
Yes. You were preaching just now. We were just at church.
Every once in a while, I go on I fall down a good rabbit hole. I'm good for a rabbit hole.
And that was the truth. And, you know, I will bring up too, I don't know if you saw on my social media how there was a young lady in the Olympics who, you know, the whole issue with the swim cap.
Yep.
How, you know, they're trying to say that it didn't count, or they don't, you know.
They banned the soul cappers. I think the company that made the cap for natural hair was like banned or something, because it doesn't fit to the form of the head or whatever. It's a fucking swim cap. The form, whatever is on your head is going to be the form of it. Like,
she won though. Like, why would you, like, you know, she did perfectly fine. So why I don't get it. But that, again, by us. Shout out to Jay Alexander from FUBU. Like, it's for us and by us. Like, that's the thing. And like you said, representation matters.
It does. Even for adults.
And I just think it's crazy that as I'm doing this, that issue came up. And it's like, just more fire to let you know, like, that's why this shit needs to be here. Yeah. Because we need to be uplifted more, and we need to be able to rock our shit because it fits our hair. Like, what's up with that? So yeah, it's huge.
So what do you see for the future of Alma Ocean? Like, what are some of like your dream goals or initiatives that you'd like to happen?
Since it's all for the culture, because when you think about it, music videos got a lot of fucking pool inflatables. You know, I could really see, and I'll go further than music videos, but I want to tap into artists, because they are always doing videos. Now they can use Black-owned pool inflatables. The big goal for me is I could see myself partnering with like a Nike, and, you know, partnering and doing a vest, life jacket together.
Oh, that would be sick. That'd be fire for fucking Yachtnik, bro. It's like, shit, I don't know how to swim yet, bitch, but I'm trying to do Yachtnik and be, you know what I mean? Like, and then they get a polo float, you know what I mean? Like, shit, come on. I know niggas that don't wear shit but polo.
See? Yes. Have a little Nike check on it, but the design be on the ocean, and it can be like a collab. And so anybody from Nike, if you hear me out there, Maverick Carter actually is somebody I've been trying to reach out to, because he's LeBron's boy, and I just know they're tied in with Nike. Hey, if you're watching, what's up? No, really. Nike's really good at storytelling. and I could just see myself fitting in there some way, somehow. I also, retail stores is like, I could see myself possibly being in a Target, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
I'm actually in the Incubator program right now. I have to be on a call every Tuesday, and they're kind of like prepping us if we want to get into Target. And I just reached out to a couple buyers from Urban Outfitters. Like, I'm going that route. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good one.
You know, oh man, I'm so excited about that one.
That would be a perfect fit because they are into all the tchotchkes. You know what I mean? Like you go there for a t-shirt and you come out with like sex cards, you come out with drinking game dice, a pair of socks and a fucking lamp, and then you forgot the fucking t-shirt. Kind of like the Target of like cute shit. But like, it's not front like Target don't have cute shit, but like fun stuff. It's kind of like an adult Spencer's, but like a little bit more culture. You know what I mean? I like it.
Yeah. So I could just see myself hitting up those areas. And then of course, influencers, like I just want to hit up people, and I'm not even gonna say names, you know, just anybody who likes floats or anybody black, you know, and I will say too, I will expand later and have designs that are, you know, everybody, but right now it's about us.
Right.
Because it's not there now for us.
Right.
So I plan to not, you know, stick to bliggity biggity black. I mean, I'm gonna expand, but we're forefront right now.
Right. Yeah. So where can the people find you? Where can we contact you? Where can we buy floats? Where can we buy pools? And you have a lot of other water accessories. Like you have towels, bags, t-shirts. Where can we find you in your items?
So almaocean.co. It's not .com, it's .co. So almaocean.co is where you can shop 24/7. And then I've got, reach out to me. You can slide my DMs. I run my personal social media and I run the Alma Ocean social media. So it's _ Alma Ocean. Yeah, I'm not shy. I love talking to everybody. You email me through the customer service. Oop, that's not me. Edit that out. No, just kidding. You can keep it. I'm an entrepreneur. It's fine. But yeah, so anyway, you want to reach out to me. I mean, it's me for now until my team grows, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
It's really just me right now.
So is this is a me shop.
Yeah, it's a me show and it's cool. You have your days where you're frustrated. You wish you had like, you know, the sidekicks or somebody to help you, which will come eventually. But now I'm like actually embracing the struggles. Like I'm like, oh, it's all right, because later I'm gonna have like an operations manager. It's cool. Like you gotta flip it and be like, it's all right.
Now you know exactly what to say to them is a reasonable turnaround time because you've done it before. Now you can say, this is a fair expectation. You want to know how I know? I've done it before. It's all just so you can be a better manager. That's what I keep telling myself. So all the platforms, Twitter, that's me tweeting, say what's up, slide in my DM, all of that. I'm easy to reach. Okay, good.
Right now.
Right. Get in while you fit in, because the price is going up. Because the price is going up. So we'll have all of that in the description box. We'll have the link to the website so you can order inflatables, pools, towels, the whole shebang for the yard setup. Because peep game, like, I feel like we haven't, I'm in New York, and I feel like we haven't really had like summer weather yet, but I feel like summer weather is coming. So you want to be prepared.
Been like hot yet?
We had like 1 or 2 heat waves where we had like 90 degrees, and then it's just been raining every day for almost the past month. And it's like 70s, get into the 80s, and then it'll rain. So it's just gross. We haven't really had what I would feel like is like a good summer. And the beauty in like inflatables is like, especially the cup holder, you could bring that shit with you on your travels. You know what I mean? You want to be the center of attention? You want to be a conversation starter?
Look how it comes. It comes like, this can go in your little bag.
Hello. That's ready for a carry-on, because I don't believe in checked luggage.
Yeah, it's so easy to pack. I mean, it's amazing. It's great.
So make sure to definitely check out the giveaway. Get you that. And I'll see y'all motherfuckers next week. Travelandshippodcast.com if you have to, if you get lost for some reason along the way. You found this. So if for some reason you're looking for something and you can't find it, travelandshippodcast.com. It'll either be there or you can find me and just ask me for what the fuck you need. All right, guys. Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, and yes, that part, because I know I'm going to talk to you right after. So let me say here on the show, thank you so much for being a guest. I really appreciate you giving me your time and your story. And I can't wait for my shit to get here. Yay.
Thanks for having me.
All right, y'all. Bye.